Welcome to the LocSperience Podcast, where passion for locks comes to life and conversations dive deep into the world of lock care, styling, and so much more. We are your hosts, Adri and Ken. We are bringing you an immersive lock experience like no other. Our mission is to create a space for lock enthusiasts, locticians, salon owners, and dermatologists and more to engage, converse, and share all things locks. From care tips to maintenance, health, business, and beyond, we are here to shine light on the lock community and its unique story.
Join us as we embark on this exciting journey, uncovering the beauty, depth, and the resilience of locks and the people who cherish them. Get ready to be inspired, educated, and entertained in every episode of the LocSperience Podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the LocSperience Podcast, where we talk about all things locks. Today, we are joined by Lisa Ann, a seasoned gardener who has a wealth of knowledge about all things plants. Lisa, welcome to the LocSperience Podcast.
Thank you.
Let's dive right into it. So, can you please share to our listeners what got you into gardening and what made you and be inspired about making this out of your career?
Mm-hmm. Right, because I hear you growing everything, so let us know.
Well, I tell you, I always did like gardening.
Okay.
But it wasn't to the extent that it is now. I always admired nature, loved nature. And my parents actually grew vegetables in the backyard. And my mom would say, go get me a cucumber. Let's go get a watermelon. And so behind our garage, we had a garden.
Okay.
So as the years went by, I tried a little gardening, but I didn't go like to the extent that my parents did.
Right.
So moving forward, I moved to Portland, Oregon. The place is just gorgeous. It really is. So, it's just so much of the some of the people's yards. They have edible gardens, and they're certified as edible. And their yards just look beautiful. And I just said, oh my gosh, I've never seen that before.
So there's a lot of land in Oregon.
A lot of land, but in front of people's houses.
Right.
I never thought about that it was just anything that you wanted was there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought that was amazing. So I got kind of bored in Portland. I just moved there to be with my daughter and my grandson. So I went back to school to get yet another degree. And I went to get a gerontology degree and decided under that umbrella there was horticultural therapy.
Okay.
And I basically got tired of the corporate world and wanted to do something that was more stress relieving for me. But I did not realize how much the garden would do that, even though I went through the course and the activities. So I started growing gardens, and when I moved back to St. Louis, I am now a master gardener, and I also am a therapeutic horticulture activity specialist. So I do conduct therapy in the garden, and so it just evolved. And I started off with just therapy, so people would have the gardens already, but now I'm growing the gardens, and I have a community garden behind Soldan.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I just kind of evolved in it, and it just took off.
Awesome. That is so fascinating, Lita. Can you please tell us some tips for beginner gardeners, and what type of plants do you recommend for beginners?
Well, so I have a black thumb. I don't grow plants because I kill them. And I just say, if you kill them, there's always more to replace it.
Yeah.
And so people kind of give up when they're beginners. They just give up. And so I recommend, planting things small.
Okay.
Like things that don't need a whole lot of care.
Okay.
You can grow tomatoes. Tomatoes are very good for you. You can grow tomatoes. They do take a lot of water and nutrients, but they take off, and it's just a really good product to have. I would say grow lettuces in cool weather. You can plant lettuce 2 times a year, not just your regular iceberg lettuce. I'm talking about planting lettuces that are mixed with arugula, that's mixed with red leaf, that's mixed with all different types of, and it's called a chef's blend,
Okay.
but it has more nutrients in it than your regular iceberg. So I would say start with the easy things.
Okay.
Carrots, that's an easy vegetable to grow. I recommend getting out there and playing in the soil. Get to know your soil. Soil is very important. So beginners need to know what kind of soil they have, because Missouri is full of clay.
Right. Okay.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing for the plant?
It depends on what plant you're trying to grow.
Okay.
So certain plants will grow with clay, or some won't.
Yes.
Okay.
Some won't. So you have to go to the store and get your potting mix and your potting soil. But you can also find out what kind of soil you have just by digging it up and taking it to the Missouri Extension after it's dry.
Oh.
And then they will tell you what you need as far as an additive.
Like running a diagnostic on it?
They run yes, exactly. You're correct. And that really helps too. So I suggest that, because when you start putting things in the ground and you say you have a black thumb, well, you didn't study the soil. And the soil is a really, really big component.
A lot of people live in apartment complexes and they say, oh, I don't have the room to, go outside and use the soil and grow. What can I do if I live in a small apartment space? You know, a lot of people, they get like greenhouses, the little raised beds, gardens. What do you recommend for those type of beginners?
Well,
some tips.
One thing, if you have a patio, you can grow your vegetables in pots. That's a very, very popular thing now. So you can actually grow tomatoes in a grow bag. You can actually grow your lettuces in like a window box.
Okay.
You can plant your carrots as long as it's deep enough. And they actually have grow bags that you can plant potatoes. Sweet potatoes are really good. I recommend sweet potatoes. It's good for has a good vitamin in there that helps the hair and the skin.
Okay.
But you can plant those things outside. Now, if you don't have any place to plant them outside in your pots, if you have a sunny south-facing window, you can actually maybe grow some herbs in there. And if it's a room that's facing the south, you can actually grow vegetables in there too.
Okay, awesome. That's some great tips. I think people can really use that. What are some beneficial properties that you can extract from plants that can help with hair growth?
Okay. Teas. I grow herbs.
Okay.
Chamomile tea is very good for you. The teas are good for hydration. They have flavonoids in it.
Okay.
So you can grow your own teas. I grow, I even steep basil. I steep, what is it? It's coming to the chamomile, the basil, the, why is it escaping? I'm sorry.
It's fine. Just keep on.
Oregano.
Okay.
Oregano. And
I know
those
oregano.
herbs, yes. And they extract oils from those particular. Lavender, they extract oils from those. And actually, we do use those oils on our hair.
So you can use all those plants, extract it in an oil form, use it for, your hair care and oil, or you can use that and use it for tea to drink. So that is multiple. That's a vast way that you can use it for hair care. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Connecting with nature, like through gardening, can have profound mental health benefits. So just speak from your experience with this, and what's the changes that you've seen in your life from just starting just gardening?
Yeah. Well, as I said, I left the corporate world. It was stressing me out, and I held some very nice, good positions, and I just really got tired of it, the red tape and everything. So I found that in class, when I started to work with the garden and we started doing nature activities, I just forgot about whatever I was, was bothering me. And that's one of the things. And when you start working in the garden, you can forget things. You can relieve the stress, digging in the soil, smelling the earth.
Frees your mind away from everything else.
It actually does. And people do not realize that the soil actually can be absorbed subcutaneously, and there's vitamins in that soil.
In your skin, because our skin is a big, skin
organ.
Yeah, it absorbs. Yeah.
In our body, and we have to take care of it.
That's something I ain't know. So.
Yeah. And so what I found as I was teaching the elderly, I had worked with them. They had Alzheimer's.
Okay.
And that's a mental health problem. But I would conduct a group, and they would be there. They would exist. They would be, going back to where they remembered way back when they were kids, and found out that some were florists and some were farmers and some had farms. And people think that people who have Alzheimer's are an empty shell, and they're not. Because when you do something like gardening and they're working with plants, they just pop up and pop alive. So that is that group of people. And by the way, I want to say that Alzheimer's is the fastest growing mental health issue that African Americans are facing now. ARP did a study. So I suggest, trying to make sure that you are healthy by eating your vegetables and doing mental activities which involve gardening. So you're exercising because you're stooping, you're using your energy in something, and you're transferring that energy into Mother Nature. So I found myself being really, really calm when I was stressed out, and then seeing what I grew by my own hands. When you see that helps you with self-confidence. I can grow this. Self-worth, responsibility. There's a innate connection that we have to nature. Is called biophilia. And biophilia is something that we don't even know why we're connected to nature. People that don't even think they have an attraction for nature, it is in there because they have the wonder about things. So I find that when people come, and the children that I work with, if they had ADHD, the teacher said that they had calmed down. It's a calm down, stress reliever connection to nature.
You tapping into something that a lot of stuff that we had in our notes, you kind of already tapping into, such as like calming or stress relieving stuff, like different plants that like lavender, for example. Is that something that you grow as well?
I do, and there are several types of lavender.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's more than one, because I know the purple lavender. So it's more than just that one purple lavender?
Absolutely. The purple lavender that a lot of people are familiar with is not edible. It's beautiful, and it attracts, the insects that we need.
Okay.
But I also plant edible lavender. So you can make lavender tea. I've even made lavender chocolate.
Wow, lavender chocolate.
Yeah, lavender chocolate. Yes. So the lavender is naturally calming.
Okay.
And so I would say that would be something that you could incorporate even in a tea.
What are some more plants that you recommend that we can, incorporate in our diet that's edible, that would help with overall health and, lock hair, lock growth, all that?
Well, I mentioned sweet potatoes earlier.
Okay.
Sweet potatoes are something that you can grow, and they are easy to grow. You can plant them and pretty much leave them alone.
Okay.
But some of the leaves are edible as well.
Oh.
The purple potato.
Okay.
Some of those, the Africans actually cook those like greens. So I grew some a couple of years ago, and I'm going to be picking up some today, some potato slips. Okay. Carrots. Carrots are you can grow carrots. I would say also cucumbers are hydrating. You can
hydrate that scalp naturally in the face.
And aloe, I grow aloe.
Okay.
You can put cucumbers on your eyes, when you're tired.
And they help with the wrinkles naturally.
It tightens it.
Okay.
It does. You can also, I like to eat my lemon peels. Lemon peels have a lot of vitamin C. I drink a half a lemon every morning as a cleanser for my body before I drink anything else. And it actually kind of gives you some energy and wakes you up. Oranges. I pickle the lemons and I pickle the tomatoes. So when you ferment vegetables as well, fermentation is really good. As a probiotic, it cleanses your inside. So you can make your own probiotics, and I have some at home, and I eat my own sauerkraut. I make mixed purple cabbage with carrots, and I put caraway seeds. I make different flavors to keep it interesting and edible. You just take a big bite of it, you know.
So when you say fermentate, that's the process of you, like you said, you pickle them. So you're taking the fruit and, you know, the vegetables, you put them in a glass jar and you just letting them sit over time. And once they, you know, fermentate over time, that's when you use them as a probiotic.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And when you ferment them, you can you can also put a breathable cloth on top of it, or you can use a cabbage peel to stuff it and cover it. And you have to make sure that you have it in a dark place. And sometimes you can go and taste it to see if it's as fermented as you like. And I have to tell you, sometimes when you go look at it, you'll see like little white things floating in it. Okay. That's okay. It's fermented.
Okay. That's good to know. It's not going bad.
All you have to do is skim it off. Now, some people don't like to do the taste test. I don't mind putting things in my mouth. I taste everything. But you can do the taste test and you know, this doesn't taste good. But when you're eating fermented stuff, it's kind of got a little zing to it. Yeah. And I have done carrots and beets and cabbages, Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts is another good thing that you can grow.
I love some Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, they're just really popular now too, but you're giving yourself some really good vitamins when you consume the Brussels sprouts. That's a really good, almost kind of like a superfood. Yeah. Now, I'm growing blueberries as well.
Blueberries.
Blueberries is a superfood.
Yes.
And so you can buy blueberries. It takes a little bit of time to grow them, but you can buy blueberries. I usually buy the organic kind.
Speaking of blueberries, I heard that when it comes to blueberries, it helps with your neurological system. So a lot of people who are suffering from hair loss or, you know, just having problems with their hair growing in general, they say eat blueberries because it's a superfood and, you know, your neurological system is connected to your scalp. So if you're eating anything from the berry kingdom, that it would definitely help get that blood flowing, help the stimulation so it can grow. Could you elaborate a little bit more on how the berry kingdom is connected to hair growth?
Yeah, she's exactly right. Eating berries is also, it's good for your cognitive health. So you're getting a 2-for-1. Okay. But it is often what I have done. You combine the walnuts with the blueberries and the strawberries. You combine certain nuts that have value that is good for your body. You have the omega-3s. You have vitamin A's. You have your vitamin C's. So when you're eating blueberries and these other superfoods like your leafy green vegetables as well, when you're eating these things, you're nourishing your body and your hair. When you're eating good things, you're not eating fats. I mean, you can eat some fat. It's okay. You do need some fats from your protein. Some people don't even eat meat. So you can get chia seeds. Blueberries can be combined with all of that and just put some together and pop it in your mouth. Make it as a little snack. Okay. So if you do this on a consistent, regular basis and have a very good, healthy diet, you will see your hair grow. Mine has gotten really, really thick.
Yes. I was just gonna your fro, it is popping right now. It's looking like you in the 70s right now. Like it looks so big and luscious. Like what are you doing to keep your hair so thick and healthy and flowing like that?
That's why I said eating the vegetables from the garden. I think that eating the fruits and growing the vegetables in my garden, they haven't been messed with.
Yeah, so you know exactly what's.
I know exactly what's in it. And I consume my blueberry bushes are starting to grow now. You had asked me about blueberries, but we can talk about strawberries as well. Those are good. So you can combine all of those.
All those together.
And citrus is really good for you. I mentioned pickling the lemon peels. That is, you can find that on the internet, but you can put them on fish, and you can just eat them on sandwiches, and you're getting your vitamin C, and it's wonderful. It's really good.
Can you share a fun, surprising, like just a garden experience or a moment of discovery that you had?
A moment of discovery that I had in the garden?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I was like, I felt that everybody, our world, should start gardening. I kind of think way out. When I'm in the garden, I'm thinking, man, we could feed people. So why don't we have fruits and vegetables in these green spaces?
Yeah.
You know, why don't we have trees where people can just pull an apple or a pear off?
Yes.
Yeah. So why, these ideas come to me. And then I also thought, okay, we could have communities. You grow lettuce, you grow carrots, you grow beets, you grow cabbage, and then we all come together, and it's like a market. Here's your lettuce.
And we're trading.
Just trading.
Yes.
That is, to me, a community garden.
Was it like that out there in Portland when you were standing out there at the time? Was it a more like tight-knit community as far as like the garden, everybody just coming together?
It was tighter because they are into the health. I mean, they exercise.
So it's a priority to them.
Yeah. But the other thing about Portland, Oregon, I mean, you can go somewhere and just pull blueberries and raspberries wild off the trees while you're walking by some house or whatever. It's just readily available.
I know it's always raining out there.
Yeah, it's always raining except for three months.
Oh, okay.
But rain is good for your body, the hydration. But Portland just made me feel that I wanted to bring it here.
Yes.
And I see that St. Louis is trying to catch on with the green space, but I have a different idea about community and helping to feed people because nobody really has to go hungry. Really.
And that's a very big point because when you think about it, it's like we have grocery stores, but like you said, if it's an apple tree, orange, it's bushes everywhere, you can literally just go and grab it. You don't have to worry about, I need to make money to pay these bills so I can make money so I can go buy this food, and you're not stressed about eating. The hunger go out the window. Everybody can eat from what the earth naturally provides. It seemed like a actually no-brainer, but it's like the big question is, why are we going through this?
Well, I can tell you why we're going through this because we as African Americans, we have diabetes. We are big on diabetes. High blood pressure, things like that. We still like to fry.
Yeah.
And frying is okay sometimes. It's what you are frying your food in. Avocado oil is good. Peanut oil is pretty good. Okay. But we as a people are not really eating the vegetables. Some vegetables haven't been introduced to us.
Yeah.
So if your family is not going to give you spinach, you're not going to get spinach as a child. And then as you grow up, you'll go, I don't like that. Yeah. And why? Have you tasted it? No, but it doesn't look good to me. So we have a tendency to look at things, and if it doesn't look good, or we never had it, we're not messing with it. And we're really missing out. But we are really hurting ourselves because diabetes really doesn't have to exist, and being overweight. That's where gardening comes into, and shoveling, being overweight, eating the good vegetables so that you can flush it out of your system. But and so I am working with the YWCA Head Start program, catching the kids from 3 to 5.
That's awesome.
And trying to put in there, the soil is good for you. our children are coming out and they don't even want to play in the soil. They haven't been introduced to it.
I love playing in the dirt when I was a kid.
I know.
And then you get taught like, oh, don't get dirty, don't get the shoes, don't get your clothes dirty. So it's kind of thing that we teach our kids, and the kids be like, oh, I'm not supposed to play in the dirt.
Are there any plants in particular that was like challenging to grow, and then what's some tips for just managing these challenges and overcoming them?
Oh gosh, when I first started growing, there were challenges because I really didn't know what I'm doing.
Right.
The first thing, you can Google everything.
Definitely, yeah. No excuses.
You can Google everything, and it will give you step by step how to do things. We just don't feel like doing it. We want someone to do it for us.
Yeah.
But you can Google everything. So, how to grow things. I had a difficulty with, I grew cucumbers. Cucumbers can often catch a virus. There's a bug that, and that they turned yellow and I couldn't eat them. Okay. They produced some green, but as they started turning yellow, I had to cut them out. The leaves turned yellow. That's just the way it is. When it gets really, really hot, mold gets on those. And there's bugs that
attack it.
So, but there's other varieties that you can grow. There's cucumbers that grow in like a big bush. They're called bush cucumbers. So I'm trying that this year. You mentioned if you don't have a yard, you can grow patio tomatoes. That way you can come right out and just water them, and take care of them, and you will have, some tomatoes.
Okay.
I had planted a ton of tomatoes last year. Don't plant the tomatoes too close to each other. So you have to know the spacing. With your greens and your cabbage, there's a cabbage bug. And it likes to eat your cabbage.
Okay.
So you have to know the right pesticides. And I don't like to use pesticides. I will use like neem oil, but you have to be careful about using it because you don't want it to get on some of the other plants that might disturb it. I also will use Dr. Earth.
Okay.
They have a product out. Natural things. You can plant certain plants that these bugs don't like marigolds. I can plant my marigolds in between my vegetables, and it keeps some of the insects away, but they're still there. We need our bugs, but they don't like the smell.
So they're not going to be attacking it as much.
As much, yeah.
Okay.
And you got these little insects that like to mess the squash up. The yellow squash. There's an insect that bores down into the ground, into the roots, messes up the roots. So I had some difficult time with that, and I grew some Armenian cucumbers that were like this huge.
Wow.
I wish I had brought some examples. Maybe next time I'll bring some samples as the garden has grown.
We'll show pictures.
Yeah. And so there are different things that you have to do. I can't say that one is harder than the other, but you just need to, follow the rules, follow the directions, ask somebody. These places that sell the garden nurseries, go in and ask them what you need to do. I will come and help you plant your garden.
Okay, that's good to know.
And then that way it's educational for you. So I make appointments for that.
Okay.
But so I can educate. But now the plants that are hard, that should be that are easy, are, do you know the snake plant? If you want house plants, it's Sansevieria. It's a snake plant. It grows really tall.
We got some of those at home.
Yeah, well, they're really good to clean the air. And then there's another. I skipped to these indoor plants. I'm sorry because it just hit me. Then you have the money plant, and that cleans the air. So you can look up.
You get some more of them.
Yeah,
we got one,
and it's really good to clean the inside of your house. And there's studies that do show that when you have clean air, you increase your oxygen. It helps you sleep better. It's good. The atmosphere and environment is good in your home.
Wow, she touching on so much.
Yeah, there's a really
So-
a lot to it.
So plants that help with your mental, spiritual, your body, the inside out. So plants literally help with everything that the human is going through.
That's amazing.
It's the aid to everything,
She dropping
basically.
so many gems right now that I didn't even know about. So man,
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, let me tell you this. Planting your own garden is cheaper than going to the grocery store. Lettuce went up by 67%.
Wow.
And you can buy a packet of seeds. And as I said, you can grow those seeds. You can grow like 30.
Right.
And have your
Yes.
own.
And it's cheaper.
Because the notions out there that like it costs you more to eat healthy, when reality it costs you less to eat healthier. You know.
And that is a bit misconception. They'd be like, oh, I go to the grocery store and say, for instance, a sweet potato. This sweet potato costs $5. The regular one costs $2. Can you, and what's the thing? You have organic, then you have some things that say not organic. Is there a difference between those organic stickers and not organic stickers?
Yeah, there is. There's a publication out that you can look up called the Dirty Dozen. Each year it comes out and it tells you what plants are dirty. And it gives you some information on why they're dirty.
Okay.
What it affects when you use organics, it's the outer covering. Okay. So if if you're spraying it with pesticides and you buy a sweet potato that has been treated with a pesticide, that is what you're eating.
Because we had got a sweet potato. I'm going to cut you off, but it had no smell to it.
It had no smell, no taste. I'm like, what is this?
Well, because they probably grew it very, very fast. And it probably was the cheapest type of sweet potato that they could grow.
It wasn't sweet or nothing.
Right. It was pretty bland.
You threw it away.
So, that's the problem is that they're growing vegetables too fast.
Okay.
So, and if you notice, you can really get big, huge
Yeah.
things in the store, right? But when you look at their organics, they're smaller.
Yeah.
Because they're using better soil. They're not using the same type of pesticides that they would customarily use. So yeah, organics are different. The Dirty Dozen, look that up.
Okay.
That'll help you, and it tells you which ones not to buy because it's seasonal.
Okay.
But yeah, we need to start investing in ourselves at the grocery store. Cut down on that.
Yeah.
On the bill, but also is increasing the nutrients for our body, our skin, our hair, our nails, and the entire organ, the biggest
everything.
Organ. And vegetables have all of the vitamins that you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to get into sustainability. You know what I'm saying? It's a big concern for many people these days. Can you share some of your favorite sustainable gardening practices?
Sustainability. What I do is there are people in the neighborhood that I get tomatoes and stuff too. Sometimes I get cucumbers. To me, when you are growing in green spaces and you are putting edible foods, that to me is in itself sustainability. We are relying on ourselves basically to grow these vegetables, to keep them going. And you see a lot of community gardens. So sustainability is like a really big thing. We want to keep it going, keep it growing, and continue to expand on the gardens, And once you start small and you get it, then you can go larger.
Okay.
But I recommend starting small. But as far as sustainability is concerned, I mean, that is a big concern. And I think that if you invest in, your gardening, the tools, the everything that you need, I think that as a whole is sustainability.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just got to take that time, have the patience, and just keep learning as you go, basically.
Because you can grow vegetables, some of them year round. I had spinach that was there last summer. It was frost resistant. I bought the seeds that were frost. It got through the winter, and when I came back, peekaboo, they were still there.
Oh, wow.
And I'm still eating off of them. You have kale that can come back. You have collard greens that can come back. Sustainability, plant things that are going to come back. And one thing that I do want to say is very important to plant native plants.
Native to the area that you're in.
Native to the area. The soil is fine wherever you put them, but they attract bees and they attract pollinators. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't have our vegetables. So I suggest planting these pollinators as well to help grow the garden. We have a shortage on bees. We really need to stop killing them.
Stop killing them.
We need to stop killing insects. Butterflies are affected. They are pollinators. And just everything that we're doing in our earth, is just destroying some of the things that we really need, because we rely on the insects, and they rely on us by growing the gardens. Yeah.
It's a simultaneous relationship.
Yeah.
They need us like we need them.
Yeah. And animals, deer, they're pests, but we do eat deer meat, right?
Yeah.
They come and eat the vegetables out of the garden, so but we don't want that. But I mean, sustainability.
Yeah.
You're feeding the earth, and spray some liquid fence around it so it's organic, keep the deer away. So, but yeah.
Lisa, thank you so much for joining us today. Do you have any other recommendations or anything you would like the viewers to know just about hair health, hair growth, anything pertaining to plants?
Rosemary oil is very good for your scalp.
Okay.
You can grow rosemary and boil it and use the extract for your hair. So you can make teas out of various herbs. Scalp massages with the rosemary oil, even with lavender, is soothing and calming. But rosemary does help stimulate hair growth.
Okay.
So that's a very, very important essential oil and herb to have. And lavender calms you. So when you're massaging your hair with chamomile, lavender or chamomile, it's very soothing.
Right, because I was going to ask you about a lot of these plants, as far as the game we was going to play, but you already pretty much breaking down the benefits of these different plants, such as the rosemary, lavender. You got to that, I ain't saying it right, but the chamomile,
Caramel.
Yeah, but a lot of people mispronounce that, but it's chamomile. I'm sure someone somewhere says chamomile.
Did you speak on? I don't think you spoke on basil yet, or the benefits of basil.
Oh, basil. Oh my gosh, basil. I love eating basil.
It's good too.
But it's also all of these herbs that we're talking about.
Right.
Smelling them
stimulates
your body. If you did a brain scan while you're smelling your herbs, it would light up.
It's like a euphoria going on.
It lights up, and it just changes your body, because that's why we have essential oils.
Yeah.
That's why we burn certain candles. Don't burn anything else but soy candles, because the other candles emit junk up into the
that you don't
sky
need to be smelling.
So I recommend soil or burning essential oils. But one of the things, also rice. You can boil rice and use the water.
Okay, like rice water. I heard that.
She dropping them gems.
Yeah,
boy.
Rice water is really good.
Water all the time.
Yeah, rice water.
Okay.
You can save it, and rice water is good to water your plants.
Oh, really?
Yes,
okay.
You can use it to water your plants.
So all that rice water we put in our plant, does that help the plant? Like what does the rice water do for the plant?
It just puts nutrients in it.
Give the nutrients.
Yeah, it just puts the nutrients in it. And if you boil vegetables and you strain them, keep that water.
Okay.
Use that water to water your plants.
So we gonna start keeping that rice water. Okay.
Keep the rice water.
About every day.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to touch on, sweetheart?
I think she touched
everything
that we wanted to know about cover. So I think you hit everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we learned so much about the power of plants and the hair health and holistic wellness.
Touched on grounding, just earthing. She went through a lot of things. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, grounding is really good. When you're in there, you're grounding.
Because you talked about touching the dirt.
Absolutely, digging in the soil. Make that a habit.
Yeah.
Go out in nature and enjoy it. You know, go out, clear your mind, and enjoy nature. Go somewhere where you can actually be surrounded by nature.
Yeah.
There is a Japanese way of what they call forest bathing. So you can go to these parks and be around these trees and be very, very calm, listening to the birds, being there with nature. It is very calming.
Yeah.
So I do suggest that people get out, try digging in the soil, try, going somewhere and sitting in the garden and meditating. Try your vegetables. Just because it doesn't look good doesn't mean it doesn't taste good. You just have to know how to cook it.
Yeah.
You have to know what herbs to combine. If you want to use avocado oil or some kind of oil. Recipes, you have to alter.
Yeah.
So if you make it just like the recipe, sometimes it doesn't taste good. So you use your cooking skills to enhance your cooked vegetables.
Okay.
And I suggest roasting them versus boiling.
Okay. Could you tell the viewers where to find you at and just what things they can expect for you to come, like things they could come to you for help with, like the services you provide, and where they can find you at?
Well, I'm growing. I'm currently working on my website. And when it's up, you will be able to come to the garden at 5201 Cates. It's behind Soul Dam. You can, my garden is designated with the pink and the blue. I painted the beds.
Okay.
And Sherman Park Academy, I share that with. And they were kind enough to give me this little plot. So you can call me at, I will give you the number. I don't have the number yet. But you can call me. I can do parties. I can work with children one-on-one who maybe have behavior issues. I can work with people who want to plant their gardens. They don't know how. We can just do some of the basics. I can do a lot of things, even art with gardening. And that is fun. And maybe I can show you all some pictures. Yeah. And you can post it.
Okay. So, and let the viewers know what your website.
Sounds good.
My website, I don't have it yet.
What's the domain name?
Oh, Healing Seeds of Eden. And that is spelled healing, HEALING, SEEDS of Eden, EDEN. And it'll be up soon, and it'll be connected with Instagram. So I look forward to you going onto the website.
Yes.
Pretty soon, and you'll see the things that I have available. And I might be selling some of those fermented vegetables.
Yes. Thank you so much for your time, Lisa. We so appreciate you. I know the viewers learned so much.
I hope so.
And start using this stuff to incorporate in your life so you can have a better overall health, growing hair, and this overall wellness.
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot today. I thank you for just being our guest. And we definitely have to do something again for sure.
Yeah, when the garden starts growing, I'll come back and we'll do some examples and maybe share some recipes.
Yes, awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. LocSperience.com. See you guys next time.